My frustration is with the process. It does seem to me like there's a lack of communication, that there's a lack of follow-up.
A Fort Myers man upset, saying police didn't jump on a major lead after his car was stolen from his driveway. He says on the same day the car disappeared, someone tried to cash a check from the checkbook in the car. And he says that was a major clue for cops, and time was of the essence.
But he also says it took 13 days before the detective assigned to this case even bothered to take a sworn statement from anyone involved. And now the victim wants to know if this is standard procedure. 4 in Your Corner's Warren Wright working to get him some answers.
Saturday morning, April 18th, Roger Edwards came out to his driveway and realized his car had been stolen. Fort Myers police sent over an officer to get the details of the crime. An hour later, the bank notified him a man tried to cash a check from a checkbook that was in his car.
The bank teller was really questioning the credibility of the gentleman that was trying to cash the check, and just out of abundance of caution, he took a photocopy of the driver's license and the Social Security card.
Chase Bank has a policy that all checks over $250 require signature verification. The check was for $500. The man who was trying to cash the check was in the farthest lane from the teller window. Employees jokingly call it the fraud lane. So right off the bat, FMPD now has a name, photo, a Social Security card, and possibly even bank security footage to review. So what happened next? Take a look. An officer collected the evidence that very day, but it took 5 days before the assigned detective was able to review it. On May 1st, the detective finally begins taking sworn statements from both the victim and bank employees. That's 13 days after the crime happened. And the kicker, to this day, they still haven't questioned the man who tried to cash the check. When you realized there was this length of time where the detective finally went and got a statement from the teller and from you, what went through your mind?
You know, these kinds of things seem like there would have been a sense of urgency that, you know, that's a hot lead and let's go talk to this person.
But they didn't.
To my knowledge, they have not as of today.
And how do you feel about that?
That frustrates me more than losing the car, I think, just to know that maybe there's someone who knows where my car is or knows, you know, some information that would be helpful.
Edwards says it wasn't hard to track down the man who tried to cash the check at his bank.
We found him on social media, and my understanding is he's local and his family lives in town, so I can't imagine he'd be difficult to find.
I reached out to FMPD to see if this timeline of action is typical. So far, no response. In the meantime, Edwards believes the officers want to help. He would just like to see them take action.
But I do wonder about the process, and I'm just wondering if there's something that could be done differently for the next guy whose car gets stolen.
Warren Wright, Fox 4, in your corner.
And Edwards, says he also lost a laptop that was in his car. He's now paying for a rental and hoping police will follow that lead. If you have any information that could help police in the meantime, you can call Crime Stoppers. It's 1-800-780-TIPS.